Hello guys, Edge Richards here, right back with another Sims 4 video. Today, I've got a cool little detail that I want to show you guys, or I want to share with you that not many Simmers know about, even 12 years later, after the game was released. Sure, the game is very flawed, and let me tell you something, this game is still one of my favorites. I am probably going to do one final review video because the Sims team did recently pretty much announce The Sims 4 is ending. I'm not sure if this is true. They say that it's ending either late 2026 or early 2027. And these are just rumors, but it's insane that not many people have mentioned this insane detail. And it is in the game, which, for a small detail to be pretty much overlooked by many, if not even overlooked by all, uh, is really interesting. This does incorporate your Sim's hunger need, by the way. So, if your Sim is a vampire, you cannot actually see this because vampires don't have hunger needs. Neither do fairies. So if your Sim is a fairy or a vampire, they won't have hunger needs. So if your Sim has to be human Sim, werewolf, spellcaster, alien, or a mermaid. Did I say mermaid already, or am I tripping? Uh, so what are those? One of those four: human, alien, spellcaster, uh, mermaid, and werewolf, right? Yeah. So if your sim is one of those occult types, or if it's a human, which human is a human, it's not a occult type, but those are the ones that actually count, because vampires and fairies don't have hunger needs. Fairies have emotional force, which is like uh, their emotional hunger that they do need. Otherwise, they starve to death by emotional starvation. And then vampires don't even have hunger; they instead have thirst. So, yeah. But a cool detail that I wanted to showcase, like I said at the beginning of the video, is if your sim starts to starve. So if your hunger need gets really critically low, to the red state, not the orange state like his hygiene is right now, but his hunger need is green. Right now he's decently fed. He's not full, but he's decently fed. But if his hunger need was to get very low, like I said, the red state. It has a green state, a yellow state, an orange state, and a red state, and it has to get to the red state. Once in this state, they begin to starve, and if they don't eat, they obviously die from starvation. But one cool detail that people might have missed is that Sims do not run in this state, or they do not jog. So if you were to have your Sim come over here, because he's not starving, as you can see, he's running. He's running to his destination. But if he was starving, he would walk. This basically incorporates that Sims can't run if they're starving because they would be very weak due to starvation. So this is a cool detail, and not many people discuss this detail, or they may have overlooked this detail. And it's insane. And this does also apply to Sims with uh, the active trait. As you can see, he's active, so he's definitely more athletic, and he is definitely going to be running because he is the opposite of lazy. Now, normally, lazy Sims will walk by default because, well, they're lazy. But Sims who don't have active or lazy are also affected by this, and if their hunger gets really low, then they will walk because they are weak due to starvation. And like I said, this is a really cool detail. It doesn't add much immersion, but to think that this is realistic, because in real life, if you were hungry, like very hungry, and if you were starving, you would obviously be very weak, and you'd be very susceptible to like illnesses and diseases. So it makes more sense, and it is actually a genuinely amazing detail that The Sims 4 has incorporated here. I don't think this detail was present in The Sims 3 or The Sims 2, let alone The Sims 1. So for them to incorporate this kind of detail in The Sims 4 is pretty cool. I just wish the game wasn't as flawed as it was. It's sad to see, but this detail is insane, and it's one of those cool details that you can find only if your Sim's hunger need gets low, critically low. And that's what I'm saying about how rare it is to see this detail, because not many Simmers are just going to let their their Sims get very hungry. So not many people are going to actually see this detail because, like I said, many Simmers are not going to allow their Sims to get very hungry to see this detail. Like I said, pretty insane detail, and it's pretty realistic, and it makes sense. So I love this detail. Let me know what you guys think about it. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.